Welcome to the USP training module, Communication. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, and the attitude of life. My name's Adam Kaplan. Hope you enjoy this training module. Albert Mehrabian, the Professor of Psychology at UCLA, is well known for his studies of verbal and non-verbal messages. He postulated that there is an essential paradox when communicating with another person. How can it be that if we use exactly the same words when talking to somebody else, we can get different results with different people? Telemarketers around the world who are using the same scripts often get completely different results from using the same words when talking to different people. If you've had any experience in telesales, you may have experienced this yourself. So let's look at communication. Communication can be broken down into three main elements. The words that we use, in other words, the content of what's said. The sound of our voice, in other words, how we say it, and the emotions with our words. And thirdly, our body language, what we look like when we say it. Our physicality. This is very true with face-to-face communication, but does our physicality affect telephone communication? You may have come across his famous study about the percentages of communication that is often misquoted. This is the study that often reads that communication can be divided into percentages. In other words, what percentage of communication comes from content, how we say it, and body language. 7% of our communication comes from the content of what is said. 38% from the vocal tonality, and how we say it, our pitch, pace, volume, and the emotional attitude we put on our words. And 55% of communication to come from body language. That's eye contact, posture, gestures, facial expression. However, if you read the actual study, it states that these percentages relate to how much the listener likes the person that is talking to them. This is an extremely important difference. In essence, the study is really stating that the more the listener likes the person they are communicating with, the greater the understanding and the greater the trust. In other words, the more they like you, the better your communication will be with them. For example, if you are selling or providing a customer service, the more the other person likes you, the better the end result will be. This is fundamental to successful telephone communication. You have to get your customers to like you. But how do you get your customers to like you though? Well, the number one method for getting people to like you is really quite simple. To get people, and that's all people, to like you, all you need to do is like them first. If you think about it, it's obvious. If you meet someone who likes you, you'll be more open to them. You'll like them more. If they are friendly, affable, and open to you, you're more likely to be friendly, affable, and open to them in return. If someone trusts you, you will be more likely to trust them. And so it goes. If you want to be successful in any form of communication, but particularly telephone communication, you therefore need to know how to like and to be genuine when liking. This is something that is not natural to everyone. Many people do not like or trust me. This can be as a result of their personal experiences in life and can be quite limiting. Liking people is a very positive attitude behaviour and leads to a happier and more productive life. It's a very important factor in successful salespeople. During this course, we will look at some techniques that can help you get that attitude of like, as I call it. To begin with, If you start using the following behaviours, you will be exhibiting the attitude of like. Smile. Use open body language. By that, palms open, body open, not crossing your arms. Being open to people. Use positive body language. That's not pointing and grimacing at people, but smiling and being friendly. Listen to people without interrupting them. This can be very, very hard for a lot of salespeople, but train yourself to let people talk. Be interested in other people, and the best way of showing your interest in other people is to ask them questions about them. Have the attitude of wanting to help people. If somebody comes up to you and says, I want to help you, you can only respond positively. Be patient. Speak more slowly as opposed to rushing all the time. Cultivate a friendly attitude in your voice. A warm voice would indicate a warm person. Keep a calm demeanour. Pay attention to the other person. Look at them, listen to them, use eye contact. If we're defensive, the other person we're talking to will be also defensive. If you're disengaged and bored with the other person, they will also be disengaged and bored with you. However, if you're positive, the other person is more likely. If you exhibit a bright and happy demeanour, they're more likely to be bright and happy with you. In other words, if you like them, they will like you. In summary, when communicating to somebody, if you're more interested in them, they will be more interested in you. And that will lead to greater understanding, greater trust, and ultimately better communication. I hope you've enjoyed listening and watching this short film. Good luck with the assessment.